Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Personal Growth Talks podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and with me, as always, is the amazing co-host Julia.
Hi, Jason, and hello to all our wonderful listeners. We are so glad you're here today because we are going to talk about something super important: understanding yourself.
Yes, Julia. Understanding yourself is the very first and most essential step toward personal and interpersonal growth. When you really know who you are, you can make better decisions, connect with others more deeply, and live a more fulfilling life.
Absolutely, Jason. But understanding yourself isn't just about knowing what you like or dislike. It's about looking deeper. It's about exploring your emotions, your thoughts, and even your weaknesses.
That's so true, Julia. Let's start by breaking it down for our listeners. Julia, what do you think is the first thing someone should do if they want to start understanding themselves better?
Great question, Jason. I think the first step is self-reflection. That means taking time to think about your experiences, your feelings, and your actions. For example, you could ask yourself questions like, why did I feel upset about that situation? Or, why do I enjoy certain activities but not others?
That's a really good point. Self-reflection helps us understand the why behind our feelings and actions. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You can reflect by keeping a journal, talking to someone you trust, or even just sitting quietly and thinking about your day.
Exactly. And once you start reflecting, you might notice patterns. For instance, maybe you feel anxious when you try something new, or you feel happy when you spend time outdoors. These patterns can tell you a lot about yourself.
That's so important, Julia. But here's the thing. Understanding yourself also means being honest with yourself. Sometimes we avoid thinking about things that make us uncomfortable, like our fears or mistakes. But when we face those things, we can grow so much.
Right, Jason. Being honest with yourself doesn't mean being hard on yourself. It means accepting who you are, the good and the bad, and seeing it as a starting point for growth.
Well said, Julia. Another key part of understanding yourself is identifying your values. Values are the things that matter most to you. They guide your decisions and help you stay true to yourself.
Yes. For example, if you value kindness, you might make an effort to help others, even when it's not easy. Or, if you value learning, you might spend time reading or taking courses.
Exactly. And when you know your values, you can also set boundaries. That means saying no to things that go against what you believe or that don't make you happy.
That's a great point, Jason. And let's not forget about self-awareness, which is the ability to recognize your own emotions and understand how they affect your thoughts and actions.
Yes, Julia. Self-awareness helps you understand how you react to situations. For instance, if you get angry during a discussion, being self-aware means you can pause, recognize your anger, and choose to respond calmly instead of lashing out.
That's so helpful, Jason. And as we grow in understanding ourselves, it also becomes easier to understand others. When you know what you feel and why, you can empathize with what others might be feeling too.
Exactly. Self-awareness improves relationships because you can communicate more openly and resolve conflicts better.
So true, Jason. Let's give our listeners a quick call to action. If you want to start understanding yourself better, here's a simple exercise. Every evening, take 5 minutes to ask yourself, what went well today? What didn't go well? And why? Write down your answers in a notebook.
That's a great tip, Julia. And don't forget, this process takes time. Be patient with yourself, and remember, every small step counts.
Absolutely. And listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or experiences with us in the comments. Have you started your journey of understanding yourself? What challenges have you faced?
Before we go, Julia, I think it's worth reminding everyone that understanding yourself isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing journey. Life keeps changing, and so do we.
That's so true, Jason. We grow with new experiences, challenges, and opportunities. So it's important to keep revisiting our values, our goals, and our emotions. Think of it like a lifelong project, a project where you're the masterpiece.
Beautifully said, Julia. And don't forget, you don't have to do this alone. There are so many resources out there, like books, podcasts, and even friends or mentors who can support you on your journey of self-discovery.
Yes, Jason. And for our beginner English learners tuning in, this process can also help you build confidence in expressing yourself in English. When you know yourself, you can talk about your feelings, ideas, and experiences more clearly, and that's a big step in becoming a better communicator.
Absolutely, Julia. Self-understanding and communication go hand in hand, and the more you practice, the better you'll get. Not just in understanding yourself, but also in connecting with others.
Exactly. So, listeners, remember to be kind to yourself as you grow. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems. Every step you take is bringing you closer to becoming the best version of yourself.
Well, Julia, I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thank you, as always, for such an insightful conversation.
Thank you too, Jason, and a big thank you to our listeners for being part of this journey with us.
Yes, let us know, and if you found this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the Personal Growth Talks podcast. It helps us reach more people like you who are ready to grow and learn.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, keep growing and keep learning.